I was looking actually. I was thinking very thoroughly about what's going to be. We've been talking about the new normal for a while now, and really there's no. I don't know what the new normal would be or the new not normal, but I was really thinking about trying to separate verticals or industries and see which ones will be able to recover faster, which ones are going to have a hard time, and which ones are going to have a hard, crude reality check as far as how they do it. And we have this chart over here, which is actually from our open table, and I really think, and this is something that it hurts because we work a lot with hospitality and restaurants and all that in marketing, but I really do think that hospitality and restaurants and that industry and the travel industry in general is going to be hard hit for a long time, and many of the small independent hotels specifically and smaller restaurants will just not make it. I mean, some of them have already shut down, but I think if they were barely making a profit when the restaurant was full or 80-90% occupancy, they will just not make it now, because to be able to have people to go to a restaurant these days, it is one thing that you reopen. Another thing is that customers decide to come and they feel safe. And you cannot just reopen. That's the thing that I think there's a big disconnect too with all these hotel operators, especially the smaller ones, where they think, oh, I hope, and I hear that all the time. I talk to marketing directors and vice presidents of e-commerce of this. Most of them are just saying, I hope this goes over soon and blah, blah, this goes over so we go back to normal. And I'm thinking, there's not going to be back to normal the way you were basically 3 months ago. People are no longer going to...
Not for a while.
No, exactly. I mean, customers...
The CEO of Skift, which basically they're an industry publication for hospitality and travel. And if anybody is supposed to be kind of biased and kind of lying about it, because most of his customers are literally marketing executives, hotel executives, airline executives, he basically said, I think it's going to be 5 years to recover.
At least. But not just 5 years for that. It's going to be a whole new look and way to operate. So it's not like most of the hotels and major properties are now shut down. Yeah. They basically they didn't have a choice, because you cannot operate a monster 500 room hotel when you have no guests. When people cannot travel, they cannot stay. I mean, basically you have to shut down. Let your employees go and say, hopefully we'll call you back as soon as we get back to business. But it's not like you say, okay, we're shutting down because whatever situation, like an earthquake or something, or some other catastrophe, and we're fine, but every road that leads to us is busted. So we need to shut down for 2 months until the bridge is rebuilt. Okay, fine. And you go open back to normal. This is not that. This is a situation where life as we know it is going to change. And it's going to change for good. And you cannot just reopen like business as usual. You're going to have to make drastic changes to the way you operate, the way you manage your restaurants, the way you do your room service, that when you do your house cleaning, your booking, your registrations, interactions, everything, for guests to feel comfortable that they can go there after being 3 months secluded in their homes or even with their families, and then feel safe. It's just not going to happen like that, So that's what we were talking last time about this health passport or something. And that's another thing that I want to discuss today as we have more time with the privacy and all this contact tracing and all the stuff that we're going to get to. So remind me of that. But the main thing with this is that you see business open table bookings, and I was just reading. Basically,
scroll down on the page.
Yeah, Open Table has had basically...
Because I sent out in my weekly newsletter that I send out Open Table bookings about a month ago, in early March, and it was down 70%, and I was like, wow.
Well, this is Open. This is updated. This is actually by Open Table.
So
this
for those listening, we have a table from Open Table. Open Table is, if anybody doesn't know, it's a restaurant booking service, basically. So you can reserve online, basically.
So this chart, which is actually by Open Table instead of the industry, they show you the trend in all the countries where Open Table has a presence, which is obviously in the US, UK, Mexico, Ireland, Germany, Canada, Australia, and then global. So when you look at, this is day by day, and it's updated by them. So
I sent this, so scroll over a little. I sent this around here, somewhere around here, mid-March last month, when it was like US, you can see down 56, down 48.
But look at the drastic changes. Just at the beginning of March, March 1st, the US reservations for restaurants were up 2%, year over year. And then
Look at
the
Germany.
global was even.
Germany was up 9%.
Right. Germany was better. Obviously, it depends on the geographic location, weather, and all that stuff. But anyways, March.
But basically, this is early March.
Was doing pretty good.
Scroll
and then
over.
look at how quickly it got bad. Then this is 315 is when the U.S. started basically we started feeling it at the beginning of March, and then I think it was the 14th or the 15th where we officially declared state of emergency or whatever. And then from there, 2 days later, it went down from down 48% to down 84% to down 91% to basically zero. I mean, right now for the last basically month, okay, this is 317, we're now, this is 422, April 22nd. We've been down to zero reservations through OpenTable.
Happy Earth Day, everybody. You know, the Earth is feeling good. There's a lot less pollution these days. But,
yeah, that's right. But the point is that obviously OpenTable is hurting because they get commissions. But the main thing is
this chart, because this is global.
Right.
This is Australia, Canada, Germany, Ireland, Mexico, UK, US. This chart says it all. I mean, I think that's, you really don't need to say, you know.
And I believe they have about 60,000.
Pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Yeah.
Charts are worth 1,000,000 words.
Well,
there you go.
And this is an example of OpenTable basically manages, I believe, is about 60,000 restaurants around the world, majority in the US. But that's telling you,
they're the largest online booking engine for restaurants, reservation engine.
Right. So it tells you that this is not going to recover just because the economy say, or the governments of different countries say, oh, we're going to start phase 1, phase 2. For those, there's conditions to that. And then a restaurant owner may say, based on the governor of the state information, they say, okay, well, the cases are decreasing. We don't have any new cases. Mortality is decreasing, all that stuff. We have social distance masks and everything. And then it says, yes, we can start opening the restaurant, but it's going to have to be a 50% capacity because they require social distancing and all that stuff. Then I'm going to have to put maybe some dividers. I'm going to have to redo the menu so they are not like all these greasy things that everybody touches. I'm going to have to redo how the food is served, the drinks are prepared, everything.
I'm sending you a link too, because I want to, because we're talking about charts. I'm pulling it up, so that's what I'm doing on my phone. But yeah, like I said, this says it all.
But this is just restaurants. Okay, when you look at Expedia is basically, and all the online travel agencies are the same. That's for travel, airplanes, flight travels and everything else. So they're in the same boat. Expedia basically said they're actually right now asking for financing from their own financing their own debt, I guess, asking for almost $4 billion. But Expedia said basically we're only spending, their advertising spend has decreased a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Booking, I think it was it Expedia or Booking, and the CEO of one of them basically said last year we spent,
it was Expedia basically.
I think he said last year we spent $4 or $5 billion on Google ads.
Yeah, that was
this
Expedia.
year we will spend less than $1 billion.
Yes.
We'll spend 800 million, I think is what he said.
Right.
So that's basically 80+% drop in ad spend. And obviously that's why when you look at the ripple effects, you'd say, okay, well, Google shouldn't be directly impacted. But yeah, they are, because if all of a sudden, I mean, we don't know yet. We're in marketing, and I've seen estimates that are guessing that we'll see a 20 to 30% drawdown in global ad spend this year compared to last year. And that's massive. That is massive, basically, because if that's down, then, for example, lots of agencies, then if all of a sudden they lose 20% of their clients, then they have to start laying people off, right? These are the ripple effects that happen. And then I just sent you a chart that is, we talk about who is affected, who is not affected. And basically, if you click and open this real quick.
Hold on, let me get to the mouse here. Okay.
And then just open that real quick. Basically, this is...
you need to explain it for people that are not watching.
Yeah, so for anybody listening or watching, basically this chart is showing the annual investment from VCs in early stage consumer startups. So these are D2C companies and basically consumer apps. Mm-hmm. And so these guys are directly... We've seen this boom. So it starts in 2015... 2016, 2017, 2018. And you can see how, obviously, it's kind of sporadic by year, but it was a general uptrend, especially 2018 was the biggest boom. Then 2019, because so many companies were kind of facing a reckoning, we saw the WeWork collapse. We saw Uber hit a lot of trouble when it went public. You saw lots of companies do layoffs and kind of shut down, like brandless. So already investment was kind of shrinking in consumer. And now look at 2020. This is basically, and that's not going up.
No.
Basically, for anybody listening, the 2020 chart is basically zero, or not zero, but there's going to be incredibly little money from VCs put into consumer
Add to
apps
that the
and
fact
consumer product
all
companies.
these VCs realize that the growth of costs, as we also mentioned before, is basically gone. Before they were just putting money thinking, okay, returns will just come. Now they're not coming.
Right.
So
Now, I'll say this chart personally makes me